Hola amigos, bien o no, y saludos desde Medellín. Y hoy poco cambia el clima, ah, va a llover con todo tiempo. Muchos cambios, ¿no? Um, el tema de hoy, en común con el clima, que estás cambiando muy rápido, puede decir que la situación para hacer este video en este instante no es ideal. También algunas veces en nuestros estudios no tenemos el tiempo ideal porque otra razón, como cambia el clima, demasiado lluvia, ruido o algo. So ese es el tema de hoy. So, hello from Medellin. A bit of change in the weather today. As you see, I'll have to keep this video a little bit quicker, a bit shorter today because the rain's on the way. But it's been a very nice morning. So really, rather like we see today, conditions could be described as not ideal. Often when we're trying to do our study, it's the same problem. It's not ideal. We have storms on the way, it is raining, or noise, distraction, all this kind of stuff. And perhaps we don't feel we're making the right type of progress. How do we do it? How do we keep going? Well, first thing, I'll retreat under the roof because I know it's raining now. First thing to do is not panic. Have your cup of tea and remember that some progress is always possible, even if the situation is not ideal. And in many ways, it's a case of remembering what you've learnt so far is probably more than you think. And see how you can reapply that to a more pressing or more present situation. So if you're doing reading on something, look for patterns in the reading, look for the stuff that you do recognise. Okay, look, I don't understand all of this, but these other pieces I do understand, this makes sense. Take those pieces that do make sense, see if you can reuse those. See if something from that you can say, okay, look, that phrase is interesting, I could use that in this situation that I normally encounter. Perhaps in this type of conversation, that's a new phrase I could add in. If you're outside, listen to what other people are saying. Usually there's a phrase that's repeating amongst the people around you. Whether it's the way they're saying hello to their friends, or thanking the people in the shops. Often there's a standard phrase locally that they're using to do this, and that would be useful for you to take on because that's going to help you. So, like I say, even when it doesn't look like it's going your way at all, it's going wrong, it's raining, the whole thing's really not making the kind of progress you thought, or it's just too confusing. If you step back for just a second, take a very small pause, a breath, quick sip of the tea, calm your nerves for a moment, I'm sure you're going to find there's actually something in what you read today that is a useful phrase, is a useful word. That's a new one. I could use that, and then really, that's a plus. That's a positive. So don't be put off by that. Changes in weather. That's what we're always going to get. But stay positive with it, bit by bit. You'll be surprised how much you already know, and how much of that again can help you piece together the puzzle of how you're going to improve, because really that's all we're doing. We're looking for patterns, we're trying to get these things to kind of stick together, so we understand more of what we hear, and bit by bit we're able to take some of those phrases we're hearing and start using more of those in our conversation, so our answers, our comments, our questions get in a way slightly more, not so much necessarily complicated, but they get more sophisticated. We add more words into it, more useful phrases. As we're starting to have longer conversations with people, because our listening particularly is going to be improved because we're talking for longer, or the other people are talking with us for longer. As that exposure to the language improves, we're able to improve not actually our listening, but also we're able to take from that new phrases we can add into our speech. So our confidence will slowly improve as well, because we're starting to sound a lot more authentic. We are more fluid in that sense. So that's the idea today, really. Even though the weather's a bit random, or I'll say your progress is not perhaps quite what you were expecting, don't worry too much. Remember, from where we've started from, we've all come a long way, and rather like breaks in the cloud we get now, we can use more easily what we already know to help us kind of in a way kind of sift through a lot of the noise, a lot of the things we can be looking at the moment. Pick the good stuff, the more useful stuff from what we're coming across in our studies, our reading or our listening, and just take small bits from that and add that together piece by piece, and eventually we're going to get there. So, from Medellin, buena suerte, Cheerio for now.